Good evening, viewers, and welcome back to WNBA Trending. I'm your host, Ava, and tonight we turn our focus to a headline that has set the basketball world abuzz, an analyst slamming Paige Bueckers in the ongoing debate surrounding Caitlin Clark. This story is sparking heated conversations among fans, analysts, and even former players, as two of women's basketball's brightest stars find themselves compared in ways that have both inspired admiration and stirred controversy. The backdrop here is simple. Caitlin Clark, the Indiana Fever guard and arguably the most transformative rookie in WNBA history, continues to dominate headlines with her record-breaking performances, growing fan base, and ability to drive ratings to unprecedented levels. On the other hand, Paige Bueckers, the UConn Huskies superstar who has battled through injuries but remains a generational talent, has long been considered the face of college basketball. For years, fans and analysts have debated who is truly the better player, Paige Bueckers, with her silky smooth style and leadership for UConn, or Caitlin Clark, with her jaw-dropping range and electrifying impact on the professional game. But earlier this week, the conversation took an ugly turn when a well-known analyst went out of his way to slam Bueckers while praising Clark. His remarks ignited outrage among fans and raised important questions about how women athletes are discussed and compared in the media. The analyst in question, speaking during a nationally televised sports debate show, made headlines when he dismissed Bueckers as overhyped and claimed that she wouldn't even be in the same conversation as Caitlin Clark if not for UConn's brand. He went further, stating that Bueckers benefited from media favoritism during her freshman year and suggested that her injuries had essentially erased her from serious basketball relevance. These strong words immediately went viral, drawing responses from fans, fellow analysts, and even some of Bueckers' teammates. Supporters of Paige Bueckers were quick to clap back. Social media lit up with fans highlighting her accomplishments. Remember, Bueckers was the consensus National Player of the Year as a freshman, led UConn to multiple Final Fours, and has battled through adversity with grace and determination. Many argued that the analyst's comments weren't just unfair but also dismissive of an athlete who has worked tirelessly to stay at the top of her game despite serious setbacks. Meanwhile, Clark's fans saw things differently. Some agreed with the analyst's point, arguing that Caitlin Clark has redefined the game in ways Bueckers has not. They point to Clark's long-distance shooting ability, her poise under pressure, and her impact on WNBA ticket sales and television ratings. For them, Clark's dominance at both the college and professional levels separates her from not just Bueckers, but from nearly every other player in women's basketball today. The debate escalated when former players weighed in. Some, like ESPN commentator Rebecca Lobo, defended Bueckers, noting that her court vision and ability to elevate teammates mirror the very qualities that once made Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi legends. Others highlighted the danger of diminishing one player in order to elevate another, arguing that women's basketball should be celebrating both Clark and Bueckers as icons of a new era rather than pitting them against each other. At the heart of this controversy lies a bigger conversation. Why do analysts so often frame women's basketball debates in ways that tear one player down to build another up? Is it possible to appreciate Clark's historic run without diminishing what Bueckers has accomplished? Many fans believe the answer is yes. Caitlin Clark's rookie season with the Indiana Fever has been nothing short of extraordinary. She shattered scoring records at Iowa, carried her team to back-to-back national title appearances, and is now filling arenas across the country in the WNBA. She's become a household name, with kids lining up outside arenas hours before tip-off just to catch a glimpse of her warm-ups. The Fever's television ratings have skyrocketed, rivaling those of NBA games, all because of Clark's star power. Paige Bueckers, while not yet in the WNBA, has her own remarkable story. After bursting onto the college scene with a game that looked effortless, she was sidelined by multiple injuries that might have derailed a less determined athlete. Yet, she returned to UConn with renewed fire, leading her team with efficiency, composure, and that same dazzling creativity that first put her on the map. For her, the WNBA dream is still ahead, and many scouts predict she'll be a top draft pick when she declares. To compare the two, then, may not even be fair. Clark has had the opportunity to showcase her talents at the professional level, while Bueckers is still writing her college story. But in today's world of hot takes and 24-hour sports coverage, comparisons are inevitable, and sometimes, as we saw this week, they can turn unnecessarily harsh. Fans on both sides have called for more respect in the discourse. Clark supporters want her to get full credit for revolutionizing the sport, while Bueckers backers insist that Paige's resilience, leadership, and impact cannot be overlooked. The truth, as is often the case, likely lies somewhere in between. Both players are extraordinary in their own right, and both deserve to be celebrated. Interestingly, Clark herself has often gone out of her way to praise Bueckers. In past interviews, she has described Paige as one of the best to ever do it, and even said she learned from watching Bueckers when she was still in high school. Bueckers, too, has spoken glowingly about Clark, acknowledging her skill set and the way she has pushed women's basketball into the spotlight. Their mutual respect stands in stark contrast to the polarizing debate surrounding them. As the analysts' comments continue to circulate, the conversation will no doubt evolve. Will Paige Bueckers respond directly? Will Caitlin Clark weigh in? Or will the focus return to what truly matters, the games, the performances, and the way these athletes inspire millions? One thing is certain, women's basketball has never been more popular, and the names Paige Bueckers and Caitlin Clark are at the center of that surge. Whether you root for one, the other, or both, it's clear that the sport is thriving because of their excellence. So, while analysts may slam, compare, or debate, fans should remember this. Paige Bueckers and Caitlin Clark are rewriting the script for women's basketball, and the best way to honor their contributions is to appreciate each of their journeys without tearing one down. That's all for now on WNBA Trending. I'm Ava, and we'll keep following this story closely as it develops. Stay tuned for more updates, highlights, and the conversations that matter most in women's basketball.